Hey, we are live. What's up?
Yeah. That Mac Miller vibe. Let's go. I wake up with the intent to make the day my bitch, and I don't need to hear you talking, so just shut your lips. Cause I'ma make it, yeah, I'ma make it, I'ma make it, I'ma make it. Lord have mercy, I'ma make it. Yeah, I hear the haters talking, but I don't ever listen. Keep 100 yards on distance. If you always steady bitching, don't need negativity around me. I've already risen past the bullshit animosity, and now I'm thinking different. Look, I don't know why you've been thinking broke, cause when you limit yourself, then you never know what your potential is or your room for growth. Use your brain, stop being a hoe. Sick of people acting so basic. Sick of brainless racist faces, always with the hatred. Guess it's never changing. What is this, the Matrix? This is why I'm blazing. This is how I face it, bitch. Wait, what? What am I doing? Created a movement, won't ruin what you are pursuing. But I wake up every morning, never yawning, cause I wake up with the intent to make the day my bitch, and I don't need to hear you talking, so just shut your lips. Cause I'ma make it, yeah, I'ma make it, I'ma make it, I'ma make it. Lord have mercy, I'ma make it. I wake up with the intent to make the day my bitch, and I don't need to hear you talking, so just shut your lips. I'ma make it, yeah, I'ma make it, I'ma make it, I'ma make it. Lord have mercy, I'ma make it. This shit is crazy, right? Everybody hating on my
Hey, we are live. Welcome to the What Did Adam Show. What did Adam say show? First in-person show. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Today I have Jonathan and Leandro with me, and then we have the almighty and powerful Isaac in the background, running everything. But he also has a microphone. Say what up.
What's going on?
You know, it's weird to not see his face on here too, but we're only one angle in it. It's the first time that we're doing it in person, and this is gonna be fun. We've already had a lot of fun. I feel like just being here for like the last hour or so. How you gentlemen doing?
Awesome, man. This is high production. This is the first time in our basement high production.
It's not high production. It's like a few $100. Don't worry. Minus the camera and computer. You know.
The technical difficulties always make it a bit challenging, and you have to include that into your travel time and all this. But it's nice, man. It's professional. I love
Even
it.
when you do that, you still end up late. Like I got stuck in Guitar Center just searching for stuff. That's a brand new microphone. You know, we had to do that, and then I'm literally saying I need a new tripod, and then the tripod breaks. So
that would be so frustrating.
Cannapreneur, that's what we are. That's every day. You just got to be flexible and adjust on the fly. You know, we were saying earlier. We said on the live for Flickr, which if you're watching, make sure to go like their page. They are everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, everything. I'll let you guys talk about that in a second.
TikTok, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you been on your You dancing?
John, actually, you should post that picture, man.
That's
man.
literally the only one I've ever seen. I saw somebody do on the Lakers the other day, so that's the only reason I know that.
Yeah,
With the light switch. So you go when you.
The flip the switch, or I just flipped the script. Yeah, I did one of those actually.
That was
so that was
kinda
fun.
cool.
That was fun.
You're very. I would give it. You're super creative with content, man.
Man. I need help. I need somebody who knows how to really like just craft it,
Bring everything together.
But he's so mean. He's so mean to me.
I need it.
He's
like
he's
great.
direct.
Let's just get this to fix it. Like next time the scene, we'll put a towel for sure now, or whatever the tricks and tips are. But it really helps out because
I don't like the sugarcoat things.
Yeah,
no, that's my favorite thing about you though, Isaac. When I interviewed Isaac to come work for us, so I think I've said this to people watching. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Don't care. I met Isaac through his wonderful mom, who we did a podcast with, and then she's made all of our labels for all of our products and everything. Wow. And she was like, "Hey, are you guys hiring? My son Isaac's looking for a job." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, all right." You know, like typically in my experience at the kiosks, men don't have a good time there. For some reason, I don't know what it is about a man at the kiosk. Nobody's receptive to it. It's like, I don't know.
That's really true. I
kiosk?
didn't even notice that, but people would like walk by me and like not even shut it, like not even bat an eye.
You were an experiment, bro. How does it feel?
Oh shit!
I mean,
but
maybe you're an experiment.
Ooh, the first time I met him, we were talking about our branding and everything, and he was just basically like, in like a direct way, said that your branding is not good. It needs some change, and I'm like,
yep.
Oh,
It hurts. It hurts. When
Well,
someone-
hold on a second. My brain started just thinking numbers because I'm very numbers oriented, and I was like, how many people his age, 20 years old, are buying our product? Oh, that's like 5 to 10% of our customer base. Wow, that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So we've been working on rebranding that for a while now.
Yeah.
It's almost done.
I always like it. The truth is, like, if they're direct and then they actually have something to say after it. If you're gonna say you should fix it, this is how. But I don't want you to say that's terrible. Don't do it. And then it's like, what? You're not gonna give me any constructive criticism or advice on what to do. But if you just have something to say and leave it, then it's like,
It's lame. Like, you got to give people constructive criticism. Honestly, like
yeah.
I only pick on him because I love Isaac. I say that he's being mean to me, but it's like it's what I need. I need that constructive criticism, like you're saying. So, for the people watching out there that might not know, who you guys are or what you do, why don't you give a little bit of your rundown?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You take it away, man.
So yeah, for FLKR Lighter, brand new lighter accessory. We just actually did a Kickstarter. We are successful on that. So we're super pumped, and now we're in manufacturing phase. So we are about to be producing the FLKR Lighter. I don't know if you have yours ready.
Of course. Oh man, are you crazy?
Oh man, I should have grabbed one.
Flexing here, man. This is actually for Lauren CBD. She's watching. Lauren has she has to. We have to mail her your custom one.
Yeah. So, anyways, just to kind of give the people a quick show. Take your big lighter. This one says Urban Acres. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Put your flicker.
Pop it in there.
And
Yeah.
So now what we want to do is we really want to be a promotional product within the cannabis industry. So, Urban Acres on the side of it, you're giving them out to your customers, people who are buying a certain amount of product.
Yep.
And you're just kind of like helping building a community within your brand already. So it's new, it's innovative, it makes your lighter, different.
Yep.
And definitely have a lot of like conversations going along with it. So
yeah, it's a lifestyle. We envision it as that's why those keywords there. It's like besides more than a product, what could this possibly be? Like, what's the vision of this? We don't want this to just be.
You guys update that daily?
we try, yeah.
We try at least like a thought of the day or something, like something
like
that makes you reflect on like what you're doing and purposes in a way. But we're just trying to figure out like what we can make of this more than just a product. And it's cool. It's a cool product. We get it. But we, first and foremost, helping other companies brand themselves, putting the logos on the side. That's gonna be really cool. And it's just an innovative, unique, novel item. Yeah.
The best way is like very simple. So like, for example, if you had one, you're chilling over somewhere and I'm walking by and I'm like, oh, he has a flicker lighter. Like, and I have one too. It's so much easier for us to now communicate. So now you're kind of building a tribe. You're creating a community with
like a culture
space. And now you're kind of like, we like to say we're redefining the lighter because the lighter has kind of been known for just cigarettes in a way. But now when you see somebody with the flicker, you know that they got it within the cannabis space. You're kind of like, it's easier to kind of make that assumption.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh, where'd you get yours? Oh, Urban Acres.
Yeah.
I got mine at, Bloom Dispensaries or, just somewhere.
But not limited to. I would say cannabis would be amazing. It is the perfect time to create a product like this.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who orders promotional items, are you tired of your boring pens? Are you bored of your boring notepads? Or we got you.
I was saying, like, obviously, if you're watching and you don't know that there was a massive fidget spinner craze that happened 3 years ago.
2017. What's that fact we always spit around?
Oh, it's like it like broke Amazon's top seller list like 3 years. Like no, like the.
Yeah, I guess within the first 2 weeks
Yes.
of the fidget spinner, like gaining that momentum, it's just made 60 or 70% of its total sales in those first 2 weeks.
It was crazy, yeah.
First 2 weeks. And the difference between us and a fidget spinner, what would you say?
We're not a fidget spinner. We're a lighter case.
What would you tell other people who are like, but it's a fidget spinner, bro? Like, it's out of style, bro.
I always just tell people, I'm like, look, I get it. It's not a fidget spinner. The main thing is you have functionality when it comes to this, meaning that I always like to make a joke. If you got stuck in the woods, you'd be happy you have the flicker lighter, not a fidget spinner.
You got something to pass the time.
At least now it has that main functionality. So the fidget spinner did work, but it just didn't really do anything that people really want to like work with. And again, in my mind, adults are the most anxious, and we all use a lighter within that space. Or just the fidget spinner, it just didn't have. It was just missing that extra step, and we just feel like the flicker
promo industry. And first we started off as a retail product. We wanted to really brand it and sell it for whatever $10, like get the most out of it, right? But that's not where we're gonna win, because the people they're not willing to pay $10. Research shows. But so who can afford it? So it has to shift from retail the promo, and those who can afford promo items are those companies with large marketing budgets. Just can, oh, $2, no problem. Give me 500, give me 1,000.
That's the toughest part of like having a small business is like you need promo items. Like you need to give away wristbands and stickers and flickers and like you have to like lighters are one of our biggest promotional tools to give out.
Absolutely.
Like especially like you said in the cannabis industry, like everybody needs a lighter. And for us, we have bright orange lighters.
Yeah.
So I want to say that, you know, in Jesus Christ, a not exactly 100% accurate number, but we are definitely the least bicked lighter. We have to be. Add a flicker to it, and that makes it even less bicked.
Yeah, and I always tell people like, well, our idea is also for the companies like yours with your name on it. Eventually, this will go empty, and meaning that goes into the trash, and now people don't remember your name, and you got to keep buying more.
Yep.
This is gonna have a longer life, like shelf life. Also, it's gonna have more people asking about it. So you're gonna say, "I've never seen that. Where'd you get it?" I got it at Urban Acres. They're gonna want one. They're gonna figure out how to get one, and it just creates more. Very simple. It's not expensive. Replace your lighter. Everybody has their own lighter. Your name is always seen now. So it's like
I'll take everybody a bit back. We John and I know each other from high school, and you know, we met. I've known of John since I was 14. We went to high school in Phoenix, Arizona, Sunny Slope High School, and you were a completely different person.
09.
09, yeah, class of 09. Can you imagine?
Yeah, you said he had dreads back then.
Dreads,
no
dude.
braids,
braids.
Nice, like
yeah.
I had all kinds of hairstyles. I don't know what it was.
Oh,
man
man.
bun, shaved head.
I saw this.
Gone through it all.
I saw this dude look extra large tees, just
All
like
tees.
baller, you know, little thug, just like.
It was so.
How old were you?
13, like
No, you were 15. You were 15.
15.
You were
Oh,
15.
15, huh?
Same, bro.
yeah.
Same. If you look at me in back in the day,
Oh,
4XL white tees,
Yeah,
bro.
it was just the craze, man. The tall T crew, long hair, don't care.
Isaac's looking at us like y'all have no style.
Well, I mean,
No,
he has
no
right.
drip.
Look at those shoes. I mean, of course you have right to say.
Yeah,
matching.
He made them.
Yeah, he got style. You know.
Yeah. Instagram 30,000 followers.
But yeah, so yeah, we've known each other for a while, and we've always had that entrepreneurial mindset of really just taking the opportunity and working for ourselves, you know, because I feel like everybody wants to do that, and it's just being persistent and working hard, and also finding somebody who kind of balances you out, because I'm creative in a way, and he's very business like orientated, so sometimes I might go here, and he's like, no, realistically, this is what the numbers are saying, bro. Like you gotta. I'm like, oh shit.
That's a. Oh
Numbers
man,
rule everything.
that's the best part of I think, like finding out about yourself and working together. Like you figure out your own leadership capabilities and skills and communication. Like what could I have said, or what should I say? How should I talk about it? How should I? Like when is it fun? Because I mean, that's not a problem. It's the you have to I have to differentiate between like being a friend and then being a business. Like, dude, do you have that? Did you follow up with that company and get that money from them?
Yeah,
you know, things like that. And I have to be really. I'd be like, dude, I have to ask you. I mean, it's my job now.
Yeah.
So, but it's it's learning about each other, and it's
partnerships are tough. Partnerships are very tough.
Yeah, and they say 7. If you know someone for 7 years and plus, it's like for life, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stuck with me though, man.
that makes sense. Like the few friends I have are all friends from fucking at least 10 years. You know, like at least.
Oh, for sure.
Like I've been getting back into music. I was just showing him some of the new music, and
cool,
it's so weird for me because my boys just like they started getting active again, and they're like, "Oh, come over," and I just kept missing it. Something came up, like car troubles, and then it's like boom. And then we're all back in the studio, and I'm like, "Damn, dude, we just finished an album in 3 weeks. Like, okay, you have a solo album, I have a solo album. There's another 2 albums. Like we could drop like 3 albums in a month. Let's do it."
That's awesome. You grow up. You kind of meet each other back, like you grow apart a little bit, and then you meet each other back in a different phase of life, and you're doing the same things or different things, or now you're really focused on your career. You can add value to each other's life, and that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing music? You play piano?
I took piano lessons in high school, and I did it for 2 years, and I was starting to get decent at it, but I didn't have a piano.
What about saxophone? I know you do. You have good lungs, right?
I do have good lungs, but I've never tried the sax. I probably would be good at the saxophone because I do know how to reverse breathe and shit. Like I do it through music and whatnot.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
because it's just always been hip hop, so it's just always been my voice.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn how to just kind of carry myself, especially since like a lot of my style of like making music back in the day, at least, was like just to fucking warp your mind around a bunch of crazy lyrics that are just like, and you don't hear a breath in there type of thing, and you're like, what? How did what? Oh, what?
When did you breathe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to sing along.
Now it's a
with
little
it.
different. Now I'm more on like the making music. Just I don't even know. I'm just like I don't know. I think I took like all my influences and smashed them into one type of thing.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Now you have Isaac to help you, so you're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't give me any feedback on that music. He just like listened. He's like, "That's you." Yeah, that's me and my boys.
I was making stuff.
True.
Oh,
True that. You were busy. He's always working. We're driving up in the car and he's working on his fucking laptop and everything.
That's awesome, dude.
What
yeah,
kind of?
being busy, man. Especially now with our
Busy.
phones, it's like it's easy just to do it on
Oh,
the
yeah.
go and just.
Well, it's been crazy for me actually. Sorry to interrupt you,
Go
but
ahead.
it's been crazy because it's like I haven't been farming. You know, like farming is done for us basically for the season until harvest, and there's some stuff going on that I might not be harvesting this year. So,
That's what Urban Acres is about, right?
yeah, farming and whatnot. We're all about saving the small farmer, and that's forever going to be our mission.
Based
And
where?
in Massachusetts, here.
Based in Mass.
We rep for Mass. We're out of Taunton right now. We got farms in Westport too, though. Yeah, we're working on really saving farming through CBD. That's like our whole mission, our whole shtick.
Definitely refer a few people you could connect with and maybe see if there's some synergy. Someone has a farm up north too.
I'm thinking about really getting more into consulting this year with like farmers and whatnot, because now, especially since with the shutdown, everybody's gotten more used to like a Zoom style conversation. Now I could talk to farmers in Missouri and they can literally FaceTime me, their farm, and it's not perfect, but I can definitely help remotely. Like I know I can. If you got the money, you can fly me out too. But I'm down for all that. I'm actually working on that right now. There's a fresh squeezed like lemonade store in Colorado that wants us to make CBD honey, and I said, how about you fly me out because I miss Colorado. Fly me out. I'm gonna come out there and teach you how to infuse the honey, and you could just buy kilos from me instead and make way more money. And I broke it down to him how like buying it in bulk and then doing it is gonna.
What did he say? You're gonna go?
He's like, I gotta think about it. I'll talk to the wife.
That's the first touch point. Now you gotta get the next one. Sooner or later, he's gonna say yes. So.
Exactly. I mean, it's not first. So this guy actually, he is who designed the Urban Acres logo. He's actually designed my last 3 company logos.
Wow. Nice.
So
You got 3 companies?
Yeah, bro. I've had 8.
Wow.
I went through this the other day. I was thinking about my failures in business, and it was like music, because music is like I hit a plateau and I didn't know how to get past the plateau, and I did nothing but lose money. Like
swag, man. That's all it was. You needed
I needed the swag. That's what I was telling him earlier. I was like, man, my pen is vicious, but like I'm just not cool enough. Like, if I ghost wrote for somebody, I promise I won't leak the reference tracks. Like I'll ghost write for somebody cooler than me, but
right.
Yeah.
If you can ghost write that, man, that's a good living for sure. Man.
I've always wanted to get into that. Always. It's funny because like I feel like I live 2 different lives, right? Like my Facebook and social media and friends are like split down the middle. Half of them met me in cannabis, half of them met me through music. And a lot of the music people don't know what I'm doing in cannabis, and a lot of the cannabis people don't know what I'm doing in music. And a lot of them don't even know I've ever made music.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's fucking obvious or anything.
Dude, I was like, oh,
I got music all over me, but
what if you blend those two together, like cannabis and music?
I was gonna say they're really.
yeah, I
they're
mean
almost,
they kind of always have been. Like those are my 2 biggest therapies. Like
Right.
right now is a stressful point in my life, and that's why like music is so important right now. Like I'm able to better deal with the stresses of my life right now because I'm writing out my emotions. It's like my therapist, and I also have cannabis for that, and
Everything else,
little
like
mushies,
meditation, whatever. Yeah.
That's honestly when it comes to like just thinking there was like that's like a lifestyle choice, and again, just bringing it back to this a little bit, we really feel like this can connect with that, like in music, because again, musicians, you have your hands, you like play with it. You're thinking of music.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, how it would be so helpful during writing,
right?
Because I feel like I'm just like,
yeah, and it just gives you.
Oh,
You can go
shit.
fast.
Yeah, that's me, man. I hate when that happens. Like, trying to think about this copy to write or something. It's like,
yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Come on. The words are there. My hardest thing when I write music, my 2 hardest things. What's up, Josh? My 2 hardest things are starting the verse and ending the verse. Starting the verse has gotten a lot easier over the years, but ending it is like I'll write a verse in 20 minutes and then spend 2 hours on the last line. And my boys are like, "Yo, you have always fucking overthought the last line. Like, when are you gonna get better at that?"
Yeah. The last line, it's like the end of the movie, man. If the
Yeah.
last line don't hit, the movie was. It's like, sorry, man. So I know I can imagine the pressure of like really just having to finish it off properly.
And they're like nitpicking me, they're like, "Yo, on these on these 3 verses, you ended it with fuck somehow. Like, stop using filler words." And I'm like, "Ah, I guess you're right."
Is that real now?
Yeah.
That real.
Yeah, it's because we're so like. Honestly, I put up a status about this today. It's really honestly bullshit that hip hop is the only genre of music that if you make music over 30, it's like uncool, it's loserish, like you're fucking washed up. Like it's super lame because I know a lot of artists that are over 30 that are super fire. Most of my favorite artists are over 30.
It's an art, right? I mean, it's like it's subjective.
Yeah, like any music, like you can be a fucking Kiss cover band until you're 80 years old and nobody says anything. But if you do hip hop when you're 40 years old, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, it's like because I always feel like hip hop is like supposed to be like the leader. Like they want new and innovative, and supposedly like the young minds are the ones who are coming up with like the most realist stuff, I guess. But I don't know. I agree with you. A little bit of the older.
I kind of disagree with that. I feel like, especially now, the way that the hip hop industry is more about control of the artist. So like younger minds are more susceptible to control from the labels.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Chance the Rapper didn't want to do a label or something, and then went on his own. There's a lot of like artists that kind of just skipped the whole label thing and was like, let me just that's branding.
Yep.
Is that Biebs?
Nipsey Hussle, did he do the same thing?
Biebs is independent. Yeah.
But I thought like his agent was controlling his mind for a second.
Oh yeah, facts. He was a child star, man. Like all those guys get fucked over.
Miley Cyrus or some shit like this.
It's just crazy to me and I think it's because hip hop's so young in the minds of people, but it's really not. It's like 50 years old now at this point. Like it's time to treat it like a mature art form.
Is it a culture though?
It is definitely a culture.
Right? I mean, it's a hip hop
100%.
Because you got dance, you got poetry, you got songwriting. There's just beat making. Like there's so many different aspects to hip hop that make it a culture.
And then the subculture that's like the pop culture of it is enormous.
Is it
fucking enormous? The biggest.
Sorry, that's interesting.
No,
is it a form of expression as well?
Oh, facts, yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just trying to think about.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing.
Well, that's what makes it like art or music really great is being like truly expressing yourself with no filter and just really putting out how you feel and how you see the world, and then people connect with that because it's real honest truth. But if you start to try to follow the masses, it just
facts.
You're just a follower. But if you really come out with stuff that's like, this is what I'm feeling, I believe people are feeling this too, I don't care what anybody says, this is how I want to really represent it, all of a sudden you're like, wow, people love this because nobody can tell you not to do it. They tell you not to, you're like, this is what I'm going to do. I always think about NWA when I first that, because they had a hard time when it came to it. They were like, you can't rap, you can't do this, and they're like, this is how our life is. This is how we express ourselves, and then people just follow that. And I think of Lady Gaga too when it comes to that too. I'm like,
so how can you relate something like this, like a story like this, to like young people, startups, young companies, or even just like, because you are your own business in a way. Like you're always gonna, there's like when you're making music for the first time, making art for the first time, nobody's really watching. So that's where you are gaining your practice, your experience, and then at some point you're gonna start to gain a little bit of traction. Like for us, like I don't know about you, dude, but there have been times where I'm like, oh man, nobody wants this shit.
Oh yeah,
like, nobody wants this. And
if I get if I go more than 3 days without an online order, I start feeling that way. Like, oh my god, nobody's gonna buy our shit.
What am I doing? Hope this is the right direction. Like you start to really like get it like all in your own head. It's scary, but
yeah.
Especially now, like during this hard time, it's 30% of small businesses now have gone under because of COVID. Like it's the hardest time to be an entrepreneur.
Man,
especially for promotional items. Nobody's selling shit, so how are they going to do promotional?
We got so lucky for cannabis being deemed essential.
Like, yeah,
that is a topic, man.
Yeah, like for us, if that didn't happen, it'd be being a promotional product would be very difficult. But since cannabis still needs to build business and still provide entertainment for their customers and really just be competitive, that's where we come in to help them out to really just create that community. But yeah, if they didn't get deemed essential, I think we'd be sweating a little bit. And
we pivoted as well. I mean, before we were like we had everything kind of worked out, and we were like, all right, let's go hit the smoke shops. So but then everything hit, and we're like, oh man, we have no access to them anymore. Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
How we can't talk to these people we need to talk to. What should we do in the
Yep.
meantime? Kickstarter was a little segue to marketing, and here we are. A couple,
I really wanted to do a Kickstarter, but I wasn't allowed to because
Why?
CBD.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's not
Oh no,
allowed on there.
How long ago was this?
Last year.
Wow.
That's
Check it again. I mean, if you ever decide to, I think they changed some of the rules, but I know the biggest problem that we had was Facebook ads would
Yeah.
not allow us. So I know that
Even you?
yeah, man, I think we would have probably crushed our goal if we would have been able to use Facebook ads. We even hired a company to like really help us figure out what the issue was, and there was just like it's under. We're a lighter sleeve. We're not even the lighter itself,
Right.
and they
but
still didn't go through. But we still made our goal, luckily. But again, if we would have had Facebook ads, I think it would have been really helped out.
Is that why the Kickstarter video is more around just the functionality and
Yeah.
humor around the lighter instead of cannabis? And
Yeah, because we don't want them to be like, got to pull it down or
Yep.
something. It's just
no.
and it was much easier that way, just to make it friendly. Everybody's watching it, and then but now when we on our LinkedIn and stuff like that, we we tailor it a little bit more to really the customers of what we're looking for. So it's cool, man.
Yeah, no.
But I always think about the COVID. Honestly, it helped us out. It's like a blessing in disguise. It's bad. I know it's globally bad, but like in my mind, it really made a lot of people step to the plate and be like, I'm gonna have to do this, be an entrepreneur, and really work my ass off. Some people, some businesses fell fat, and then some now are just rising up into the new.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Most of the biggest businesses are built on an economic collapse. That's usually when it happens.
Yeah.
It's usually when it happens, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for,
Yeah.
It's just and that's just really like, okay, what's happening in the world, and that's when you take a step back and you say, okay, what can I be? What kind of value can I bring now to the world that is now changing, and now the new, I hate saying like that new norm shit, but technically like people are going to be freaked out for a while, but if you can find a way to bring value to them and make them more comfortable or provide them with CBD or flickers or music or fashion or whatever really makes people feel comfortable, now people are stepping up to the plate.
You got to get that emotion.
Exactly. Like nobody wants to work for anybody more, especially now. It's like
it's more possible to I simply have I started with a pickup truck and just put a website up, and I'm like, I'll help you move. And it's over time you just generate these customers and loyal customers and give that service, and then you just build up a little reputation for yourself. And at some point you get a bigger client, and that's just you're always reinventing yourself, and this is a good time, like John said.
That reminds me of this kid Justin from high school. He started a power washing company with just a truck and a power washer, and started a company when he was like 16 or 17, and now he's fucking he's got to be making $250,000. He's got to be like he's making money. His trucks now are no longer little pickup trucks. They're fucking beautiful.
He's about to get all electric vehicle style trucks is what he's about to get.
That's another theory we have about. I mean, this is not related to cannabis or anything, but I was like, what if this whole like shutdown is just simply a transfer of power in a way? So everybody's kind of shifting from gas centric to like electric kind of focused, and maybe there are a lot of people who are losing power or gaining power or cashing out or going bankrupt or whatever. I don't know, but that seems like I don't know. That's part of it. I feel like.
In the market, there's a lot of companies that are doing really good and a lot of companies that are doing really bad. But moving forward in the next 5 years, it's really projected to go everything like electric.
Oh, for sure.
Amazon.
I'm sure you got stocks in electric. We all.
Well, California, I think they just passed a law on that, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
General Motors switched over there, or a whole bunch, man.
Amazon drone delivery now too, guys.
Oh, I love to buy some stocks. So this is actually during the COVID, I think I hope a lot of people took the time to really figure out what they wanted. And for me, at least personally, I started learning a little bit more about stocks. I started learning about being really like there's a lot of self-education that you have to teach yourself to like really be like your own critic and look back at your history and be like, okay, what do I need to change and how can I do this thing?
Yeah, it's real cutthroat because you can't go back.
Yeah, and so once you really figure it out, it's like, or once you start seeing it, it's nice. And now I'm kind of understanding who I am now and what I want to do and what kind of value I want to bring. And the whole, I guess, persistent being like working on this more and more and not seeing people really kind of like us or just recognizing, damn, you guys are COVID. You made your Kickstarter during COVID. What?
Generates momentum too. You get the momentum going, and then just like it
helps us out so much.
But you know what it's all for? Like you kind of are figuring it out for like weeks or months or something, and then you have one meeting with someone who you really have to step up to the plate to and have a good conversation with and really impress or get on your side or sell yourself, and that's what it's all for. I mean, that's all for that moment you prepare in a way, and
Yeah.
so. But that's what's so young about being. That's what's so great about being young, man. Because you're
All the
always gonna
lessons
be-
you learn.
Oh
is
man,
what, yeah.
I wouldn't say yes to everything, but try to. If you feel that next opportunity is something that draws you
Then
to
take
it,
it.
then you should go for it.
Yes
man.
Man's one of my favorite movies.
I know, but that's what. Yeah. Jim Carrey.
My boy that I make music with, that I've been friends with since I was like 14. He's on here. He's like, "Are these your ghostwriters? You better be writing right now."
Oh, that's cool. I like his little picture, like the little emoji on there.
He can do that thing with his lighter that I can't do, but have been trying for years. That's cool. Nick, you missed out in the beginning of this. This is actually a fidget spinner lighter. So this is a flicker, and yeah, it's super cool. So that's why it's cheating. He's not really doing. Yeah, you could just pretend like if you just want.
I can kind of do that part. I think this one, but I like to do that.
Go to FLKRLYTR.com. Get your.
You just sit there sometimes playing with it.
Oh, for sure.
That's what she said. He said still dope. For sure.
Love
So what is the mission in this, guys? Like what is the main goal of Flickr?
Well, I love it. Actually we wrote it on there too, just to kind of be. But again, our main mission is just to help cannabis companies, build and strengthen their brand awareness by enhancing the traditional lighter experience.
To be the greatest cannabis promotional product ever.
In and of itself.
Yeah.
I mean, and everything around it.
So just really, again, we just want to. It sounds crazy, but it's like we really wanted to be a part of this industry. One, because we grew up with it, and it's just like a perfect opportunity for all of us to kind of learn and be. And it's better than drinking alcohol. Alcohol is great, but you can smoke forever and never die, which is obviously fun. But
and it's non-plant touching, by the way.
Yeah,
So
or
that's
an
amazing.
auxiliary product is even better. So
have you guys gotten invited to like dispensaries and stuff because of it?
Yeah, we actually have we partnered with 2 dispensaries actually.
Nice. Can you say which ones or?
Yeah, Northeastern Alternative. Sorry, shout out to Kyle Bishop and his team. Amazing people, and they helped us out during the time as well. And Bloom Brothers. Shout out to Nate Gerard.
Bloom Brothers. I haven't heard of that.
Bloom Brothers in Western Mass. Yeah.
Nice. Super excited. They're gonna be the first ones.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever else we're making contact. We're calling Vegas a lot because Vegas is very open with promotional products and they're very competitive there. Boston is like a good opening opportunity because they were not allowed to do promotional products for a long time. They have
there's a weird rule with the CCC and like you can't. So what is it? So you are not allowed if it's at Urban Acres, you're not allowed to sell this flicker lighter, but you can give it away for free. But if it was just Flickr lighter, then you can sell it because you're not promoting your business.
Yeah.
But they're gonna see that it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So hopefully
Massachusetts seems to move at the turtle pace.
Oh, have you been to Vegas?
No, I haven't.
Oh man,
I
go
need
to Vegas. Not only
I've never been in my life. Like I need to go to. It's been.
You've never been in your life?
No.
Never been to Encore.
California. Have you been to California?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I lived in Colorado for a while too.
Okay,
so.
that's okay. Well then.
It's close. Vegas. No, but if you go to Vegas,
It's like a 2-hour flight, bro. I should have just went. It's like nothing.
the cannabis industry there is. Oh man, it's ridiculous.
What's like those two major ones?
Planet
13 is like one of their biggest ones that they have. We've been contacting them. Hopefully, but we got in touch with somebody. We sent them a sample, so we're waiting to hear back from them. And then Hardin, there's a couple other ones.
Reef.
Reef. Yeah, that was
Wiz Khalifa, but they have the Clipper lighter. The Clipper lighter.
Oh, yeah, we also have the Clipper.
We have the Clipper lighter too, don't we? Just a little insider.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys making a Clipper flicker?
Clipper flicker, Zippo flicker.
Yeah.
Zippo flicker?
Zippo.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Oh, he has them right there. Very well.
I'll check them out.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And by the way, this
Oh, so that's super fire because when you get good at it, you could spin it and then pop it open. Like
Some people they have their own like trick fan. Like Zippo has their own like.
That Zippo's sick too. The red Zippo.
All patent pending. Just letting you guys know.
Should we not be talking about this?
No, yeah.
You can talk.
Oh yeah, patent pending means you could talk about.
We're good.
It.
Yeah.
It's always nice to just kind of throw that in there.
Yeah.
That's so.
It's
sick.
fun now. We can. And one thing I didn't think we can do is Google ourselves and see under inventors.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I
was like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you guys really did like invent something.
Yeah.
It's like completely revolutionary.
Yeah. It was
Google
fucking
patent.
exciting.
Just your name there.
That's funny. You just like predicted my boy's question and said that's a cool device. Did you guys invent it? So how do you do it? You have a warehouse you go to? I don't see like 3D printers around here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 3D printer?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I've
3D
never
printer.
seen a 3D printer then.
There's also one over there.
No, that's.
Oh, Oh, no,
that
that's a
was
sewing machine.
Yeah, this is the regular printer, but yeah, that the whole tray.
That's a torture chamber. Oh, never mind.
The basement production. Oh, no,
That's how it all starts.
Oh, is this a Harvest Cup bag? Oh, look at that! Shout out Jennings.
Harvest Cup.
We done some decent networking in this industry, and I would love to get to a point where I meet someone within cannabis and sustainability. They are out there, but I'd love to explore more of that because I'm sure it takes up a lot of resources.
I would love to
farm.
see these things made out of hemp.
Hemp.
Yeah.
I was going to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
Mm.
That was the next question, but yeah. I just that would be something good to get into, I guess. Or what do you know about hemp plastics? I guess
I'm learning. One of my buddies, Vin, he's way further along in the process to the point where he's making hemp rubber. So I have an idea. Remind me after this, and I'll tell you guys.
Yeah.
I've only told a few people, but it's my possibly $1 trillion idea.
let's do it, dude.
And it's gonna take. I've been researching it, and it's very awkward research. You'll find out why after, but it's very awkward research.
If you ever need, any
You
sales-
remember?
I think so.
Yeah.
I love ideas like that.
If you ever need any salespeople, let us know.
Oh, man.
Shit, I always need salespeople, bro. Listen, that actually reminds me. You guys need to we'll talk about our ambassador program after this because we have an ambassador program where like if people sell our products, they get 15% of it to start, up to 40% depending on how much they sell.
Right, it's like an affiliate.
Yeah. So you get you pay like a yearly fee. You get one of each product. You get product at half the cost once a month, like one of each product at half the cost once a month. So it's super fucking worth it, man.
Yeah,
Like during shutdown, some of my ambassadors are making good money.
I bet.
Yeah, we're pretty much looking into doing the same thing. We have a guy in Alaska who's been networking like crazy for us, man. It's
Shout out to
amazing.
Red Reynolds, killing
Red
it in
Reynolds,
Alaska,
man.
man.
His name is Red.
Big
That's-
Red.
We made him a flick. Yeah, his person. He was a supporter on the Kickstarter. You can get your own custom one if you donate a certain amount. His is Big Red.
How hard is it to make the custom ones? Like an extra step?
Yeah, not really. We just change it up there and then just
Very interesting. We might have
Do you
to
guys
talk.
run SolidWorks?
No, we don't. We have a designer who does.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I would.
so complicated.
What? Hold on. Stop.
Oh.
What is SolidWorks? Because if I don't know, that means there's a fuck ton of people
SolidWorks.
watching that don't know.
SolidWorks. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I guess it's like your best way of like really rendering your designs and creating your 3D images of the product. So meaning that they would.
So is it like the
start there.
blueprint, basically?
Exactly. Then they would make the measurements, and then they would add it. Then you can create a file into a STL file, which is another print. This is the file. So STL file is ones that is simple here. SolidWorks is like your main.
Your
frame.
creator.
Yeah.
You
Like-
like start from a nothing and you like make points. So for that, it's like it's almost like you draw it and then you add dimension and then you cut it.
Yeah. And then
And you
from
shape it.
that is where this like a smaller file comes in where we can place into there
Yeah,
and print them. So it's
Sounds like architecture.
it is. That's what I went to
Oh.
high school for.
Really?
Yeah.
And
high
engineering.
school, man. They let you choose high school choices. What?
Yeah, I went
That's
to a
dope.
vocational school,
Oh, okay.
Wait,
You
so
go
what'd
to
you study?
Bristol?
Bristol, Plymouth,
Yeah.
What was your focus? I guess.
CAD CAM.
CAD CAM.
CAD cam?
That's great, man. If you ever-
3D CAD designs.
I'll know
like
to
3D
contact you when we need
designs.
some on the fly work.
Yeah.
Wait, so you know how to use a 3D printer?
Kind of.
do
I
you-
know how to use SolidWorks and like the lathing machines.
So
and
you
the
know how to
milling machines
design
and
it, you just don't know
programming.
how to use it.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you do
Huh.
SolidWorks, I'll slice it. I'll print it.
All right. I don't have SolidWorks like on any computer,
Yeah,
but I
the
know how to
SolidWorks.
use it. I also do like graphic work too.
I almost
That's
wonder
the
if I
future,
could.
man. Everybody here should just learn how to do that. Sorry. Like,
No, you're right, dude. It is the future. And I'm
It's-
so pissed off that this is the first time, September 29th, 2020, that I've even seen a 3D printer in person.
Oh man.
And I've been here for like 2 hours and didn't even notice.
Possibilities
That
are
one?
endless.
So I do want to throw the disclosure out there for people who are doing 3D printing for the first time. Be careful because
Ooh, yeah.
you will be overcharged if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh.
We got majorly overcharged when it comes to this
Twice,
one. Yeah,
twice.
I'm gonna kind of show it's like a fatter version of the flicker
Mm.
lighter. So it's like, and it can't even take the lighter out, the bearings. It was just a very terrible one. And then we have like smooth, sleek ones. Paid way less to here. So do your research.
Mm.
Don't, because these engineers are smart. They make you feel like you didn't, like, not everybody. Just I don't know who it is, but they'll just be like, you don't know what it takes to really design it, and you
Yeah, everyone's
don't.
trying to get their dollar though.
exactly. But sometimes it's a fair price. I would never go back to that guy, but we have people now we would
Mhm.
recommend if anybody was like
Yeah,
interested.
public
It doesn't pay off in the
Yeah.
long run though.
Yeah.
Huh?
Scamming someone out of their money
Yeah.
never pays off.
No,
It never does.
Never.
does.
Yeah.
It always pays to do the right thing, no matter what. Like even if
Yeah.
it sucks.
I thought about how that would work, how karma works like that.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, the guy who would have messed us over for the pricing, he obviously screwed us over on the price, meaning that one day if I was working and I saw him, I'd be like, oh man, I could have hooked him up with that deal, but I'm not going to hook him up, you know, or now he just doesn't get the same deal. But if he hooked us up, it's like, oh man, he's the guy who hooked us up. Let's hook him up. Now his karma is like going nice. So interesting. Yeah. Just be nice to people, I guess.
And to answer your question, yeah, always be kind naturally. I would wonder why. That's like it's inherent. It's in our DNA to like work together or like just. But you have to be kind for that. So why don't we do more of that? I always say if aliens came down to Earth, we would fight together. We wouldn't fight. We wouldn't. You know that we would try, and they came to kill us.
Maybe, hopefully.
Well, I mean, I would cooperate with my neighbor. Or at least, you know,
right.
I don't
What's that
care if
movie?
you're
Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day stuff. I don't care where you're from. We're fighting together. We're gonna smash these guys if they're gonna.
That's
Wow.
definitely the attitude that I would have for sure.
Right. You know, it's just.
But what were you gonna say?
Not everyone though.
I was gonna. Sorry. What?
Not everyone.
Unfortunately, not in 2020. Like, come on, guys. What the fuck?
We had a good talk about this with taxes. We don't have to get into it now, but how taxes and
Oh,
how
yeah, socioeconomic.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was like, because I was like, if everybody were to do it this way, it would be well. But then he was like, well, I don't want to do that. It's fairness. And I was like trying to convince him. And I was like, damn, that's just so much going into it. It's just so complicated. But anyways, it just gets very
Yeah.
detailed.
Well, we'll save it for another conversation.
Yeah.
But to answer your question about our next steps, you know, we believe this can become like a culture, or we are confident like we want
Like a
this
subculture.
subculture. It can immerse itself within the fashion industry, art, cannabis and tech.
Music. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, we're on.
we got
Oh, you guys are
this
in
one
there.
released today.
That's
or-
what you guys were talking about while I was setting up. I thought I remember that.
Yeah,
Page 93.
yeah, we got a little shout out by them, and we're actually also on their conference, Emerge VR. But it's, I mean, you know, it's ideally we would
That's
get.
so dope.
Yep. We're gonna start large scale manufacturing these, and
Yeah.
hopefully, again, we can get to a point where we're making them so well and for so cost effectively that we can make them out of some sustainable plastic. Yeah. And you know, to get to that point, ideally you wouldn't make a product at all, I guess, right? And packaging, all that stuff. But you know,
Yeah,
survival of the fittest, right?
Well,
So
go ahead. Az.
is your like end goal to be the distributor or to be
Supplier.
supplier?
Well, definitely, like, yeah, because the promotional product, and I guess in my mind, and maybe like just in general, is it's a stepping stone. It's a good way to really introduce the flicker, really get it out to the public, and then obviously once it starts to really gain traction, we already have other designs in the pipeline. So, like you mentioned, carbon fiber. If we wanted different price points, we have all that in the
Yeah,
pipe,
you could
so-
build like an exotic company,
Exactly.
like kind of like how the handbag industry is, like with like a Birkin bag, like
Oh, for sure. Imagine Snoop Dogg
$80,000.
has his own gold
Exactly.
plated
Yeah.
one. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
Snoop Dogg just.
With his glasses.
You just
Yeah.
got to get the patent to that.
Oh man, we
have
already. Yeah,
yeah,
look
we
us
have
up.
them. We're patent,
Patent pending.
Yeah,
patent
look us
pending,
up.
everybody.
So how does that work? Patent pending. So that means as long as nobody else has a patent out for the same idea, you get it.
yeah, you have to stand. Stand in line, I guess, to pick a number, and that is your provisional patent. So that's your patent pending. That means that if you are patent pending, that means nobody has done this before. So that's first and foremost, because they do what's called a novelty search to see if anybody has done what you're trying to do before, and if there has been some people unsuccessful or it exists, there's no point in continuing.
Exactly.
So that's and it's always nice when we were doing Kickstarter. I was freaking out sometimes. I'm like, man, we're the only ones in the East Coast doing this shit. Like at 1 o'clock in the morning, there's nobody else in the basement right now sitting, just talking, having this conversation you and I having. Patent pending, only ones. Like it's kind of cool. Think about it. But
And never really, that doesn't really happen nowadays.
Oh man, I can't even sometimes.
it's because if you would have asked us 10 years ago, do you see yourself like in 2020 doing this during a pandemic? Of course not. Like, let
Hey,
alone,
do you picture yourself launching a business in the midst of an economic collapse?
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah,
About a fidget spinner lighter.
No, yeah.
like really amazing promotional products that is just it's gonna help your brand.
No.
I guaranteed, or you can box me, or your money back.
Yeah.
You like it or fight me.
Yeah. I guarantee.
I'm sure
like
you
it.
could probably win. It's not,
Oh, that's
but,
so funny.
yeah, but
So-
it's fun.
So you guys aren't really looking to go like direct to consumer as much.
Not as of
With
now.
That's what.
Shopify.
Yeah, but like later on, like back to what you said about the whole Snoop Dogg thing. That's like where having the private like custom ones, that's where you can like,
Oh, for sure.
Dang.
you know,
Yeah.
And it even goes to just teaming up with the like again, we can possibly, if we choose to, license it to a proper company, like maybe I don't know, Supreme, just because they have a really ridiculous price point. They put Supreme on the side. They, people just now it's like that extra luxury.
and that would be the
Supreme.
perfect thing for them because that's what they're like best for. Is their
Exactly.
stupid
Very
accessories.
simple, an accessory, style, fashion, music, art, all that. Like So that's really it has, and that was I guess like our hard point at the beginning is that we kept seeing so many doors. Like man, Flickr can be like its own brand. We can make its own like
movement or something. Yeah.
Then we're like, wow, we can help people with this. Wow, we can, so it's just it was hard to really just say, okay, this is where we're gonna go. This is where we see we're gonna bring the best value to everybody.
Try to keep the mic like.
Sorry,
yeah.
we're gonna
you're spitting knowledge. I want people to hear it.
So we're just trying to So it was just about bringing people together, and that's what we see being the promotional product, helping create this like community. And then when we decide to go branding, it's more of like, oh, I've seen this before. This is the metal version. Oh my god! Like you have the Zippo, you have the like. It's just we're gonna blow people's minds, man.
And I think it's like the coolest thing for me coming down here, just seeing like the timeline from you guys of like what you started with to what it is now.
So when did this all start to become into fruition?
Yeah, I would tell everybody that it's even though it's been 3 years since 2017 October-ish, the whole first year, it's just all paperwork, patent work.
You can talk while I'll show it so that way
The
you can
boring
hold the mic.
stuff that no one wants to go.
Yeah. That's just
So
I mean the stuff that's
start?
really tricky and complicated, and not even knowing about it. Like what do you even read, or what do you have to look up, and who do you speak to? Like what conversations do you have to get into, and that's what I mean about momentum. And like you can only have there are only 8 working hours in a day to have these and to really to have these conversations with these during business hours. People are if you create a relationship with someone. But that's all that the patent work, legal stuff, engineering, just meeting the right people. Who's going to large scale manufacturers? How do you even meet somebody who, like, besides Alibaba, and you can really trust these people? Like, how do you?
Because they'll like steal it.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's always the biggest fear. And technically they say since after you release your product out in the open, you have about 6 months until someone's really trying to copy it. And actually, I had a dream the other day, dude. A vivid dream that I went to a store and it was like there on like on a packet. And I was like, what? And then I woke up. I was
So you mean a nightmare?
Yeah, big time. We actually had a competitor. Not to like I forgot.
Hey, but we mean well. Tell him.
It was fun. Well, for us, it was like the moment we figured it out, and it was funny because when we first launched it, it was Flickr World, FLKR WRLD.
Yeah, I can see your shirt.
Yeah. But they came out and they were Flick World. So FLICC.
After you, like definitively
Literally,
after you.
We probably came out with the idea at the exact same time.
1 week, but they're like our first post was October 23rd, 2017. Their post was like October 10th, 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there was just, but their concept was a little bit different. Theirs was more of like a ring. So like it was like a ring, and you would just go around the lighter, and it would just.
So like slid up the lighter.
So
Got it.
I guess I wouldn't like a bad thing, but I guess they're just not around anymore. Haven't seen them. So.
I haven't seen them, no, but I was laughing because we had an ambassador who made a really funny video, product review that we should somehow repost because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But check it out. But yeah, they actually Instagrammed us. They spammed us. They spammed all our friends.
No.
And they were like, "Who are these guys? Shut them down, blah blah," or whatever. And we were like, "What the fuck?" Like,
and now they're not even around.
Now they're not around.
And we were actually excited. The competition. It was like friendly competition in our mind. Like
absolutely.
It was same idea, different concept. Or what was? How did you?
Same idea, different concept.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both trying to spin a lighter.
Yep.
But the only thing was the
real estate.
The real estate.
We have body design. Like you can put it literally everywhere, and theirs was just a ring, so they didn't have that, and so people were like, it didn't. Like if you can customize your own version, it makes it so much more fun. But with theirs, it was just limited, and I think that's what kind of just.
Yeah, I like that. Like I'm looking at it, I'm just like, there's so much room to put information.
And then,
dude,
NBA, MLB, NCAA, whatever.
So much room for like diversifying.
That's what it is, and
licensing deals.
Yeah. Licensing deals can go so far.
God,
but again,
dude.
we need. I mean, if you're listening to this and you're a professional, so are we, and we need help. And we've actually hired some interns to help us with some of the daily operations and just the data stuff, because data is huge nowadays. And we have some interns from Northeastern that are helping us kind of translate what certain things mean and whatever.
Yeah.
But
we're about to be growing.
It's gonna be growing soon, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit not scared, but like
Anxious.
The responsibility is like, okay, now this is the point in my life where I'm like, oh, it's okay to ask for help, and that's always okay.
You can't be afraid to ask for help, man.
No.
But yeah, so these are like the timelines. So you wanted just to show them off really
This is
quick.
the first one, right?
So yeah, the very first one, drilled a hole completely through it.
John called me the second he finished making that. He's like, dude, I have an idea, and I was like, what do you mean you have another idea? I'm done with it.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, man.
Second.
Yeah, so then it was funny because we realized that you can't spark this one. So because I had to drill it completely through, the lighter wasn't gonna be able to spark. So we had to do that
because the butane would explode out.
No
right?
butane, and then now this one was able to spark, but I couldn't get it to light. So that was the problem. And it was funny because I give my dad a hard time because he gave me a hard time. I was all excited that I got it to look like this, and he's like, "Does it light?" And I was like, "No, it doesn't." He's like, "Well, then it's just a fidget spinner." And I was like, "Come on, dude, get out of my face!" Like, not in a mad way, but I was just thinking, like, you're right. And he's like, maybe you can find somebody smarter to like get it to work.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? No, you did not just say that. I'm gonna figure it out. And then I kind of just figured this one out. I got it to finally light and spin. And we went to the Nikan.
I went to the Nikan 2019. March 2019, and that's where we're like, okay, this is where we're gonna just tap people on the shoulder and be like, what do you think about this? And just be like, is it okay if we just document you for a second and see, like, get your honest thoughts? Some people are like, whatever. And some people are like, oh man, you're gonna make money from this. Or some people are like, oh man, ADD, like I would just fidget with this all day long. We have some good content actually.
I like the bigger one a lot better.
Yeah,
like because I had the mini one from you guys, and I couldn't get it to like spin or anything. Like
we have.
It's
my hands are just short and fat. That's why, honestly.
it's also we did make a slight new design change where the bearing will come out just a tad bit more.
Ooh, I like that one too. The black and red.
Yeah,
that one's sexy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this, see how the names on the side? They have I think a Lauren TBD.
That's Lauren.
So this one, the black one's a little bit different than the green one, right? Yeah, it's thinner.
Yeah.
No,
they're the same. It's just the color. Honestly,
black
makes a huge,
slimming, right?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It really
true.
does.
Very true.
Wow.
So, but yeah, this is we're at the very tipping point. We're
and we are in one conversation we can't talk about because it hasn't come through yet. If we get this next a partnership, then this could really, I would say, and it's played well, and this person sees that the value can be added on both sides and everybody can win, because that's what we're here for. We're here to make everybody win. It's not like one-sided. But if we get this next partnership, and our lives could be different, we can finally get out of the basement. I like it here though, but I mean, the basement is
you'll reminisce on it one day.
Yeah.
You'll reminisce on it one day.
Oh,
I think about it a lot. Like I always love when I see like it's just the same thing now. Like everybody who's here will eventually be somewhere if you all work there. Because you think about how many, like Steve Jobs knew Bill Gates, and Bill Gates knew these guys, and they all worked together, and they all were now they're all at the top. If you consistently keep working hard, we'll all be there. You'll be on your next major podcast. You'll be on stage, like, oh, I knew the FLKR guys. We'll do another podcast, talk about the basement. It's all about just working hard and moving forward. And I think
keep your ambition up and surround yourself with the people who have that same level of ambition.
For sure.
Because that will make they say the average of yourself is five of your friends. Who knows?
I like to help everybody, right? Even people that are ahead of me. A lot of people have a hard time like helping people that are ahead of them, right? Because like the way I see it is, if I'm here and they're here and I help them get to here, maybe they'll bring me just a notch up.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe eventually I'll be above them, and then it's like, oh, you guys help me and you need help now? Cool. Let me bring you up, and it's like Gary Vee. He always says, build up other people's buildings instead of demolishing other people's buildings.
And it just goes back to a reference. When that person's on top and you're trying, and they see that you have maybe a new product, they're like, I'll actually give you that chance to put in my store. And if it blows up, great. And if it doesn't, I gave you a shot though. So it's interesting.
What is it though? Is it giving without expecting anything in return? Because it could just be simple, like, oh, I know someone who knows someone.
I think it's just giving more than you ask. Again, Gary Vee. Like I've lived by that since I heard that. Like jab, 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 right hook. Like I live by that shit, bro. I will not even ask somebody for a pen until I've given them something 3 times. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's even like with my employees, it's hard. I have to remind myself, like, I'm helping them by paying them.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
This is how I help them. I am allowed to ask them things.
What is that other thing where if you guys, I'm sure you've read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's one part there that says you're every day, like with the people you're working with, you are investing in the emotional bank account, so that when you do need that ride home, it's like, yeah, sure, I got you. Like, for example, this emotional bank account is it's cool. It's Gary Vee, empathetic, empathy. That's emotional intelligence. You guys, if you don't know about it, check it out, learn about it, master it. And
It's so important. I had a
absolutely.
whole podcast episode last year on just emotional intelligence.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
I EQ, not IQ. You
EQ.
know, like
EQ.
it's all about just trying to figure out where you're supposed to be at, and it's always changing with the environment, with the people that are around you, with the way the world is. Like you have to be flexible, especially if you're going to be an entrepreneur.
Oh,
for
man,
sure.
we need some more EQ in the world for sure, man. What
Yes.
the fuck is going on?
I just realized that this new microphone that I bought is making my voice sound pretty sexy too. I'm pretty happy about it.
It's like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You sound pretty good.
Luther Vandross.
Not even gonna lie.
You know Luther Vandross? Or
Yeah.
Barry White. Barry White.
Yeah. What's going on? I've always said that, like I'm gonna become an old man and become just like a opera singer, like
Yeah, that's-
You do have a good radio voice. Like
Yeah.
definitely, I would be like, this is very
Yeah, your
soothing.
voice is very easy to listen to.
Oh, imagine when you're older, when you're like 80, you can be like
Right.
Morgan Freeman, like a.
Welcome to Bobby Boucher. Something like that.
I love
I've
it.
always had a deep voice though. Like I was thinking about that. Like I feel like I've had a deep voice since I was like 10. Like I don't remember the like like that never happened for me.
Dude, absolutely same thing right here.
That
Yeah.
happened to me though. I was like scratching.
Yeah.
And then I went to boot camp, and boot camp made my voice change too, because I literally like tore my vocal cords, like
Oh, shit.
literally tore my vocal cords, because you're just like, yeah, sir. They're like louder.
Oh, shit.
Push ups.
And, to the point where you're like, hello, and they're like, scream, and then blood comes out, and you're like, great,
Oh, man.
wonderful,
Oh.
awesome. Yeah,
Oh, man.
permanent damage. And then the amount of like I've definitely done over 100 shows. I definitely like my throat. I'm going to see an ears, nose, and throat doctor soon, because my shit's all fucked up. Between like we were talking about before the show, like listening to music at high volumes, because my intro song, I got to
Oh,
turn
man.
that shit down
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Some next level headphones.
But
A
I
little bit. Everyone watching right now, drop in the comments if you think the intro song is too long. I've told them since the day we put it on there it's too long. I want that emotion.
too long or too loud?
too loud? My
Oh,
bad.
okay. I was like, I wasn't sure if that was like if that was like you secretly were thinking it's too long. Dude.
A little bit too.
That's what she
Just a
said,
little bit,
by
a
the
little
way.
Throw that in there too.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's fun, man. Like I'm so pumped that we're able to get back to like in-person podcast. This
Mhm.
feels so much fucking more normal to me.
Absolutely.
man. Like,
Absolutely.
A lot more better flow.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Because it's
Yeah.
like with there's that split second delay in Zoom, and you're like you go to say something, and then they go to say something. You're no, go ahead, no, go ahead.
Yep.
And then you're both stoned because you're both at home doing dabs, and then you're like, I don't remember, man.
Dude, I don't know how you guys do dabs, man. I cannot function. Like,
I
can't.
typically every show do at least one dab. Like I'm like, all right, guys, it's dab time, and then I'll do a big
I
fat
think the
dab.
most he's done is like 3.
Yeah.
But I haven't dabbed
In an
since,
hour.
like since 2014. And I remember one time I just like have you ever turned pale? I had like a bad trip, like it's like
Nah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
so
Moses,
back in the
yes.
day, back in like 2000, what year is this? 13. Back 2013, 2014, somewhere around there, we were definitely not making our own dabs, and we were definitely not open blasting it
ooh.
into a fan out of a garage door.
Oh shit.
So, and we were definitely not purging it right.
It sounds like you should have been doing that.
yeah.
What were you doing that night then?
You know, when you don't purge dabs correctly, you're smoking all that butane, and for a while, our friend group was fucked up, man. Like
Oh,
we were
man.
all having lung issues and shit. Like,
Really?
because we'd purge it, and be like, oh, no more bubbles. That's got to be good, right? Let's Google it. Oh,
What-
there's nothing on Google. Tastes good.
What's
Yeah.
purging? What's purging? I don't know.
Purging is when you put it in a vacuum and you pull with vacuum pressure. You pull all the rest of the solvent out, which was butane for us.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you see it literally bubbling, but like it'll get like big bubbles and go and pop over, and like yeah,
Wow.
we would do it for like a day. You're supposed to do it for like 5 or 6.
Damn.
So you're like smoking on lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that what kind of the vape crisis was all about? Kind of that general.
No, that was more about using fillers. So people were using MCT oil and glycerin and stuff that's safe to ingest. But what they don't realize is that's a completely different compound once it's in your lungs.
Hmm.
And then you can get fatty deposits in your lungs and end up with popcorn lung and stuff like that.
Oh man.
The other problem, and this is the only reason I don't have a CBD dab cartridge, is because I have not found a safe one. And by safe, I mean cartridges are testing their cartridge and they're testing the oil. And then some companies, they'll pull off it like 4 times and then test the oil again. But what they're not doing is testing the vapor that comes off of it. So I created a little contraption. I called it the smoking zombie. And it was a plastic tube with organic cotton in it and then a pump at the end of it. And I just kept clicking the button, 10 seconds, let it pull out, pull. Like I was letting it burn hot because most people do, you know, especially in the cartridges. In the cartridges, there's no airflow within that like that outside chamber. So it's just like hot oil heating up and then settling, heating up, settling, heating up, settling. It's so bad. So the oil was safe, no lead. The cartridge was safe, no lead. The vapor had intensely high levels of lead. Intense. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm done with cartridges. I will not smoke a cartridge because I'm the only person I've seen do that test.
Yeah.
And I bought like they're like $5 a piece, even wholesale. That's how expensive these cartridges are because they're supposedly the safest. We're lab tested for pesticides and heavy metals, which they did, but they didn't test the vapor.
Wow.
I never really was like a sophisticated smoker. Like I never even had a pen or anything. It just like just old school flower or something. But I mean, people have always had them. Yeah. But I just never really put that much time into. Like, I have all these crazy machines now. You go to Nikan, you see all these crazy like what?
Like that shit that we smoked earlier. Like that's just some bullshit to me. Like I'm such a weed snob, and I haven't found a good connect. So if you're watching and you're in Massachusetts, I'd try to support some dispensaries, but y'all are way too fucking expensive.
Oh yeah, man. Hey man, you know where it's going to.
Yeah.
Donald Trump he's sitting on that money though.
Yeah. Even I mean, like it's just tough because it's so expensive to start the business that by nature you have to have expensive prices to even fucking recoup what you spent.
Yep.
And it's just hard because I want to support a lot of these dispensaries more, but it's like, yo, I'm really not trying to spend $70 for an eighth.
Yeah, your best bet is to buy edibles to them, I think, because I feel like they're at least they hit you harder and last a little bit longer, in my thought. But
yeah,
I feel like going to the dispensary, the only thing I like about that is just being able to say it's like 31 flavors. Like I get to choose what ice cream I really want.
Yeah.
If I go to somebody else, it's like what is this like?
Edibles for me don't do it, man. Especially not dispensary edibles because they have a limit of like 5 milligrams. It takes me like 300 to 500 to get started.
Oh man, I had these Wonka ones.
Wonka, right? You know, you probably know Wonka.
Yeah, I've eaten a whole Wonka bar.
Oh,
yeah,
we had to drive home. We drove home from the Harvest Cup, dude. I was like, okay, normally I don't say anything, but I was like, I'm not gonna drive this time. You drive, and then
I don't know. I was just like, we're driving, and then it started raining, and I was like, bro, I am. The only thing your adrenaline
like
kind of
the
goes
worst,
up,
right? When it starts raining.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? And then we have 2 other people in the car. We're all blasted off fucking edible. I'm like, we just gotta get home. Like, I'm gonna just really just focus here. But we're here obviously. But I won't eat. I won't eat and drive again.
Don't recommend that, but we had to get home. But you know,
actually, really quick, I was thinking about the foil, the metals, and all that stuff. And the one thing I was thinking about when I was like first starting to smoke, man, we used to use foil, like, and I didn't know about that.
In fucking cans for ghettos
like
and shit.
We're just
aluminum foil.
Yeah, like making these like foil pipes.
Yeah,
this ghetto like. But then I heard like the foil will melt your brain or something. I was like, wow, this is terrible. I didn't know that.
What's your first time you smoke, and what did you smoke out of? Real quick.
Probably a ghetto.
Blunt
ever, and you must have been.
Yeah, I mean, we had smoked like this was my senior prom, and there was like 3 blunts getting passed around, and I didn't know what was going on. I felt like, man, that was some different. I had like that was one of the worst highs I've ever had, but I knew I just did it wrong.
Yeah, it just catches you off guard. I remember like walking through a door and just feeling like I stepped into a new world, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, like really creepy. But I think mine was like a bong. Like a bong, and the problem is like, oh no, I don't know. I know it was definitely a joint, and I was swallowing the smoke at first, and then I was like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, I'm not high, and they're like, then I burped, and they're like, dude, you gotta inhale it, and I was like, what do you mean? And so I smoked it again. I was like, and then after that, I was
he
like,
swallowed the smoke.
I was
like,
I love it.
Ditto.
I didn't know.
Absolutely. I smoked out of back in the day. We had a bus transfer. Like it was like a little piece of tear off paper that indicated until what time you could hop on the next bus.
Yeah.
So my friend was like, "You want to smoke some weed?" I was like 13 or something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, why not?" And I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna smell like it." No, but I didn't care. Same thing. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I swallowed it as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do it too right. But then when I had, I smoked this the second time I smoked a spliff, and then I fell on the floor. Yeah. So that's not much better.
Oh man. I remember like literally the very first time, or like not the first time, but like the first time I was outside doing it with my friends. We were walking back, and the fire ambulance drives by, and I didn't know, but I can hear the sirens, and I just take off running. And I was like running so fast. They're like, John. I'm like, no, we gotta go. The cops. And they're like, it's a fire ambulance. And I was like, I just gotta get home. I just ran all the way home. I was just so paranoid after that. But oh man, that was back then. It was now I'll just go in the street. And
Y'all ever get caught while you were younger?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I have I want to I want to forget. I want to talk about I want to answer that question, but I wanted to mention how this is also like everybody who's like pre-cannabis, like pre-essential cannabis, you'll know the struggle of like trying to like getting caught or your parents or like by the law. So I want to talk about culture and like how we can incorporate that as well as a breaking the stigma.
Yeah.
But I didn't get caught, but we only like we threw the blunt away and we got just charged for trespassing. But the experience itself was crazy.
Oh, I meant by parents. You know?
Oh.
My parents never caught me.
My mom started. She got emotional on me. She was like, she's like, I found something in your room. I was like, I was like, oh shit. Like, she's like, and it was like half a gram or some shit like this, you know. She's like, honey, are you
worried about you?
Yeah, I'm worried about you. Are you missing anything in your life? Is there something you're missing? It's like,
you're like, what?
And I was like, oh, I'm 13.
Now,
Leave me alone.
Is this when you were living in the Netherlands?
No, this was
13. So you're here, yeah.
I was in Phoenix, yeah, but it was a year after I'd moved from the Netherlands. But yeah, it was interesting times. But yeah, growing up in Holland is a different topic too. But you know, comparing a dispensary to a Dutch coffee shop is vastly different, and that whole experience is different.
Oh, I want to experience that so bad.
Yeah, and but there it's more of like if you are a stoner, then you are a loser. That's a stigma.
Huh.
Because they mix it with tobacco. I don't smoke tobacco because it's
spliffs.
Yeah.
I still fuck. I was a cigarette smoker, so once in a blue moon I get that craving, and I'm like,
spliff.
I'll smoke a blunt or a spliff.
Yeah.
No, not really a spliff. That's a lie. I haven't smoked a spliff in a long time, so a blunt.
Yeah. It's
I like smoking blunts before I perform too. Like for some reason, that little bit of raspiness mixed with that little bit of head rush of woo. Because when you don't smoke tobacco and then you smoke a blunt, you're like, like you almost don't
think so.
Yeah,
I don't get that ever.
Nah, do you smoke a lot of blunts?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's just like all my friends vape all the time.
If I did hookah a few times, man, that thing would be so nauseous. The tobacco would just
really
destroy me.
My boy, we all went out to hookah, me and a couple of my boys, and one of them ended up throwing up over the railing because he was so nauseous. I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, realistically, it's probably our fault. We were dropping dabs into there. So we were dropping
dabs in the hookah.
Yeah, so they could smell weed, but they couldn't see where it was coming from. So we were just taking little dabs, smoked the whole thing, and then like we're looking around like.
Interesting.
And then our waitress comes over like, you guys smell that? I'm like, oh my God, who the hell is smoking weed in here?
Yeah.
We're all fucking blasted, dude. Yeah. Blasted.
I couldn't tell.
Nah. Our waitress was mad cool, dude. Mad cool. I think we bought like 4 rounds of hookah that night. Drinks. We fucking tipped her well.
Oh, so they don't care.
Nah, they don't care. If you pay people, they don't fucking care. That's the moral of that story. You know, like,
true.
If you treat your bartenders good, you're gonna get hooked up. If you treat your bud tenders good, I mean, it's different here. Like
barbers.
In I almost said cancer. I don't know why I said that. In Colorado, you could tip like your bud tenders and shit at those places. So like they tried.
Yeah.
You know, like they were trying to like when I go into a dispensary, like, oh yeah, that's good. Like around here, like, that's good. It's fruity.
Yeah.
You know, when I would go into Colorado, like that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The gas terpene on it. Mixed with the pinene. Oh my God.
It's a whole experience. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it's like wine almost now. I mean,
it is.
I wonder how those industries are doing. You know, where it's like
we need bud tasting where you're like
or something. You know, here's a funny story. They have a cocoa tasting where you
like cacao.
You got cacao and they put it on a little catapult and then you catapult it up in your nose. It's
snort cocoa.
Cocoa, absolutely, because it releases endorphins, right? I had a gastronomy class. I didn't do this. Like I'm not a drug addict, but I had a gastronomy class in college.
What's gastronomy?
Gastronomy, like food and dining and like cuisine and different like tasting and shit like this. So that's why. But anyways, they have a contraption that really would just launch a little hit of cocoa into your fucking brain, and I guess every everyone has a different profile. So yeah, wine and cannabis, right? Like,
That's so funny.
I want to try
Yeah,
that.
chocolate in the head, man. Chocolate
Yeah,
brain. Let's do it.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time, like customers. I'm like, listen, like pure chocolate, pure cacao has
Mm.
cannabinoids in it, just like
Is that
cannabis does. Yeah, so does echinacea.
Mm.
There's a few different ones too.
Interesting.
Juniper berry.
On Animal Planet, there's like this there's one where they have the bees pure. The honey is so pure, if you eat it, you can actually like go high.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
could trip
what?
from the honey.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like
Rogan's talked about that.
Yeah,
a few times.
stupidly pure honey
Wow.
or something. I'm like,
Bro, you could buy it.
what? Yo,
like black market stuff or what?
but
I need to go
but-
back and listen to that Rogan episode, but they literally give you a link to buy it.
But
And-
my
Okay.
curiosity, why would
Wow.
it be bad though? Because it's made by honey, like the bees are making. So
Yeah.
why are they like controlling
It's
the
profits,
fact?
well,
that
it's
man,
like
profits.
mushrooms, dude. How many fucking species of mushrooms are there? And it's not even just psilocybin that will get you high. The Amanita muscaria, the Super Mario mushroom, is.
I'd be too scared to even look at the one on the floor and be like, let's taste it. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine the trip I would start to get. I think I'd be literally dying. I'd be like, what did I just poison myself with?
My old business partner was he was into that, so he was able to like, that one's a chicken of the woods and that one's a chicken. Like we could do whatever we wanted with that, and it's really not that hard. It's the same thing as plant identification.
Yeah.
It is plant identification, but it's fungus.
fungi.
Fun guy.
Fungi.
Yeah, you're a fun guy, all right?
Fun guy.
Oh, I like that. That's fun.
But yeah,
But-
man. So,
Okay,
yeah,
what's up?
I'm
What's up?
thirsty. Do you want water? Anybody? Want
Yeah.
some- want some water or something?
No, I'm good,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm
No.
super good. Grab a
Mhm.
water, my
Oh, the
man.
dog.
Oh, was like
Maxine.
we have our office
Maxine?
dogs coming back.
I
I think I have your water here, dude.
also want to talk about your tattoo on your forearm. Oh, you just scared the shit out of me. I did not hear your pup coming. She touched my arm. I'm so glad you're a good pup because the way I just reacted to you. Oh, hi, girl. Hi, pretty girl. Hello. Oh, butt scratchers. You like those? You're so pretty.
I hope we're still live. I hope we're still.
Yeah, we
recording.
are still live. It's okay. You guys are getting to witness puppy love.
Nice.
Don't drool my water bottle though, please.
Yeah, I see you have some tattoos as well, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
started
yeah.
noticing more and people getting it. Like
Is that
neck.
the THC molecule?
No, it's serotonin and dopamine.
Oh.
Serotonin and dopamine.
There goes my camera.
Woo! That was close. I
Oh.
caught it with my leg.
Nice. Oh man. Office dogs.
I'll just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, good thing that didn't.
Yeah, good thing it
Worse. Camera screen.
It's all good.
Yeah, party's over.
That'd
Get
be
out.
really bad.
Yeah.
We're out of here.
No, yeah. I mean, it's and serotonin and dopamine because I believe
What is it? What is it?
oh yeah, can you see it?
Oh yeah, kind of.
Common.
Is that your only tattoo?
Yeah. It's very simple. There's a few sticks, and I
A
just
few sticks. you said.
right. I mean, it's just like I just feel like you are in control of your happiness, and if you want to experience something, like if you want to go stand at the top of a mountain, you can really have that moment and just kind of be like, oh man, this is cool. I hiked all this way, I got there. Or you can go for a run or exercise and kind of release that runner high or whatever it is you do. So I mean, there are moments like that you're in control of,
We were just talking about that outside about the Wim Hof method.
Yes,
like
yes, yeah.
How you can literally give yourself a natural hit of DMT.
Yeah.
It's fucking intense.
Oh man, I would have to practice a lot to do that.
Didn't we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it like live on a show.
You did that too?
Really?
Yeah.
I'll
Mhm.
have to watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We'll try it.
I think he went for like over 2 minutes.
Minute and a half.
Was it? Yeah. On his first try, like
First try, really? Wow.
It's crazy because you don't think about holding your breath from like when you go
Yeah.
like after 10 seconds, you're like, oh my God, breathe. But like I think my most is 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So I've
Wow.
almost gone 4 minutes. That was on the app. When I did it on my own without the app the first time, it said over 5 minutes. Now I don't know maybe if I was tripping and like on the DMT part and maybe took a breath
Maybe.
or something. But if I don't remember taking a breath, and that was the
crazy.
time when I was telling you that I got up, I danced, I did like 5 pull-ups, and then I went and sat back down all without breathing. Like
That's
just
insane. That's insane.
Damn.
But I think that would be good during Corona era, like to really practice, like strengthen
you
your
know
lungs.
what's fucked up? While I was at the peak of doing that is when I think I might have I got super sick during Christmas
Oh,
for like
shit.
3 weeks.
Oh,
For like 3 weeks, dude, like ultra sick. I was down to 120 pounds.
really?
I wasn't able to eat. I was barely able to breathe. Like they couldn't find nothing in my lungs, which is all symptoms of like COVID shit.
Mm.
Now, if I was to get tested, it wouldn't show nothing. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because it was so fucking long ago and the antibodies only last so long.
Mhm.
But that was like literally, I did a cold training where I went outside in my shorts and a t-shirt, barefoot, and
You did
like,
that?
like negative 10-degree weather for 10 minutes. And the 2 days after that, I was sick, which is weird because I was feeling great. I just think, I honestly, it was like 3 sicknesses at once that I was fighting off and just fucking couldn't do it.
Really quick, I was gonna mention about the dopamine thing because one time you mentioned to me the dopamine detox.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, it's a very great idea because
Dopamine detox.
So I didn't get it at first, but pretty much you drink coffee, you drink soda, you know all these other things that you can get instant hits of dopamine, sugar, like
smoke.
Those are like things. So you have to like try to eliminate
Sober
those.
October.
Yeah. So try to limit those down. So all those like artificial dopamine boost, like try to limit those and do more of like the natural dopamine, like hiking or sometimes calling somebody and really getting that conversation out of the way, and you really sit back like, damn, I actually feel great that we talked about that. Like, so those little different, you'll start to notice that those type of feelings more when you eliminate the fake dopamine boost. So try to I tried for a little bit. It's not easy.
It's definitely not easy. Like eating good food, like you just eat oatmeal and rice for fucking 2 weeks.
And no sugar in your oatmeal, like just oatmeal, like, and it's not nice.
It's
but
so
it really makes you think a little bit different and you're grumpy, but then when you do something a little bit different, we got a good phone call one day, man. We were like, what the like high five, and it was just different because we worked really hard to get to that moment, but normally you drown it out with a lot of sugars and shit. So it was fun.
Remember, I think it was like 40, maybe 30 days that we did no sugar. That's hard. That's easier for me than coffee. I can't.
So like you can't eat fruit.
I ate natural sugar. Yeah. So I mean, it does.
So just not like
it does
included sugar.
It processes different in your body.
Yeah. So like if you're most people, like I'm a pastry dude, man. I'll eat donuts all day long, and honestly, like a donut won't really hit me the same way as like an apple. But if you cut donuts out for a long time and you eat the apples, like you'll start craving that natural apple. Like, oh man, I want an apple rather than donut. But.
To me now, like, because I used to be like a candy addict, dude. Like, give me a fast break, give me a Kit Kat, give me a fucking Take 5 all day. And then I went without sugar and I started limiting it and eating more fruit. And now it's like some of that stuff's gross to me. Like,
it's so sweet. Like, it's just like, what is this? It's not even good.
Now
chocolate.
that I eat like 90% dark chocolate and shit, like when I eat milk chocolate, I'm like, ew, this is fucking gross.
I mean, I don't know. I can always go for some fucking unhealthy stuff. I don't know, but it's not good.
You gotta limit it though.
For sure.
Gotta limit it.
You think about,
but you gotta enjoy it.
Yeah.
You think about it just running through your veins and in your blood, and it's.
That's how some people live every day.
Every day.
Oh man.
Every day.
For sure. And I used to do it a little bit when I was working more out, like before COVID, and I was just stopping at Dunkin' or just you stop and just get food on the go, and you don't
think about it.
Yeah. Now in the COVID, I had to make my own food, less Dunkin', and I love it now. Way healthier. I lost 25 pounds.
Save money.
Lost 25 pounds.
Oh,
damn. Yeah. Literally, I was a Dunkin' hoe. I'm not gonna lie.
Because if you spend like $3 every day on a coffee, it's $900.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And then you realize
even
when you calculate it and you see it in your account, and then all of a sudden, like during COVID, I was like, wow, how I have so much money in my account? And I was like,
that's
not
why.
buying shit anymore.
Yeah, saving. I think COVID has also kind of taught us, we can make a coffee at home, we can cook at home, we can, just cut back. It's okay to cut back and to really reconnect. It's not always about consuming.
Yep.
Again, I'm sometimes I'm guilty of consuming a bit too much, but yeah, it's you just gotta learn with it.
What's that?
Batteries better die.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's all right. We're probably at a good spot to start dropping and wrap up. So yeah, before we wrap up,
where can everybody find you at?
Yes. Almost knocked over the bong, Isaac.
Now you got to take a hit though.
Oh yes, right after this.
Rip, hey. No, so yeah, find us on Instagram. We're really responsive on there. That's our main flagship place.
Is it
FLKR LYTR actually?
At FLKR LYTR, just no spaces.
Yep. So FLKR LYTR. So FLKR LYTR is like our Instagram. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have all these. But again, if you really want to talk to us, go to Facebook or Instagram. But Instagram is really the main one. And our website FLKRLYTR.com.
Yep. And it is we're still kind of reconstructing it, but we're hiring some interns to help us with that. But I don't know, but anything else? Just thank you to all the supporters up until now. I mean, it's been we had over 150 backers, and those 2 dispensaries, Northeastern and Bloom Brothers, for helping out with the startup costs as well. And it's gonna be fun. I'm just looking forward to the future and taking on the responsibility.
Yeah. Good luck with everything that you guys do.
For sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming over, traveling here, setting it up. technical difficulties, having a great conversation. And
we
Yeah.
get past it. Thank you guys for for getting on. I'm glad that we finally were able to like get this all to work, and COVID's starting to kind of trail off, and we're starting to look at brighter futures. Hopefully,
First of many. Well,
yes,
we'll see if we can help each other.
Definitely got to do this again for sure. This was fun.
Yeah, I love having like conversations like this. I always feel mentally stimulated after. Like I'm gonna be thinking
So
more.
nice.
Yeah, it just makes me feel like
like the ride home is always fire after things like this.
Yeah, you're like what we could have talked about this.
Yep.
Could have talked about that.
Just so many people are just like talk to them. They're so blank.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't comprehend.
No.
It's like, have an intellectual conversation. It's just like something so fulfilling about that.
You guys would love dialogue night. I would like.
Yeah, we'll invite you guys.
Yeah.
There's another thing called we used to go to. It's like dialogue. You just have deep conversations with people about just everyday stuff that's issuing with people. And it's nice because you hear somebody else's side and you're like, wow, I would have never thought about that.
Right.
And then just really makes you think about the world in a different place. So
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man.
Well,
Like a lighter.
As
I think
always,
that's a great
everybody.
spot to write up.
It is. That's a perfect spot, I think, to wrap up. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Good vibes to you. Peace.